Hey, Irene.
Hi.
It's been a long day.
It has been.
You're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
And we got tagged. We got tagged by CB at CB's Greenhouse and Garden.
Right.
To participate in 10 questions about...
The pandemic and how it's affected us.
Has it affected us?
Yes, it has. It has. But probably not the way most people would think, actually.
Well, what's the first question?
First question, how many rolls of TP do I have?
Too many.
Never such a thing. We normally buy toilet paper in packs of 24 because we live out.
We live way out.
Should we have the main road go out for any reason, blizzard, flood, anything, or you just don't feel like dealing with a muddy mess or something fun like that, or an icy highway, we don't have to because we've got our stash.
Now, when the whole pandemic thing started, we were down to, I think, 6 or 8 packs of rolls of toilet paper.
No, we were never that low. I never allow us to get that low.
I thought we were down to 6 or 8 packs anyway.
No, we had more than that when we started, and then we did go to Sam's Club and discovered that the only option was a case, an industrial case. Now, I don't remember whether that was a case of 24 or 48.
That was a 48.
It would not be my choice normally.
No.
It's not quite sandpaper.
Next best thing.
But it's the next best thing to sandpaper. Possibly for fine finishing on wood, but not no rough stuff, right? But since then, we've been lucky enough to acquire 2 more packages of, yes, and the last pack was 45. So we're set. We're comfortable.
We have trading materials.
We do. Actually, I was getting about ready to send some to my sister because she hadn't been able to find any, and I was thinking about sending her some for her birthday. But she was proud to announce on her birthday when she called, what I called her actually, that a friend of hers had been able to find a 24 pack and had it shipped directly to her house. So she was delighted because now she's set.
So the second question is, what has been our biggest change since the lockdown?
Fewer trips to town.
Yeah, we've cut them in about half.
Right. We used to ship from my business once a day if there was an order. Now we glom those together every 2 or 3 days, depending on what's going on. Like, we'll always try and make a shipment out on a Friday if we have some orders in. But if you order on the weekend, we don't twitch about trying to get it out anywhere. We have to drive a long distance to get to a post office that's open on a Saturday anyway. So unless it's a real emergency and you contact me privately and say, oh my God, can you get this to me by priority mail?
The world's ending.
The world's ending. I forgot to get my spouse a birthday present. Yeah. We have been known to make runs in those cases. Yeah, we're not going to town quite as much. Other than that, I would say the biggest change has been projects that we've been postponing because we'll get around to them. We're doing them this year.
Well, we can't go anyplace else, so we might as well stay here and get them done.
Well, and it's not just that. It's a feeling of intensity. You need to have this stuff. We had been planning to put a side yard on the greenhouse for several years. Basically, we talked about that when we built it. It would be nice to have an outside area right by the greenhouse so that you could take plants that you're hardening off, pull them out of the greenhouse, throw them on a table there, and not have to worry about the bunnies eating them during the day. And we've just finished it the other day. So there's things like that. There's a greater feeling of urgency in terms of completing projects.
The next question was, what are we most grateful for?
Well, obviously it's nice having a partner in this mess and all that kind of stuff. Technology, I would say, is the biggest blessing. I'm able to FaceTime with my daughter in California, with our grandkids in Washington State. We haven't figured out how to do it with Grandma, but we do talk with her on the phone several times a week. I was getting ready for bed the other night, and a girlfriend from California FaceTimed with me, and we just sat there and chatted for an hour. You know?
I'm most grateful for, we have 7,500 gallons of water up in the water tanks most of the time. Right now we're down to about 5,000, but we have a water delivery scheduled in 2 days. So I'm really grateful for having that water. Our propane tank underground is full.
Pretty close, yeah.
It's 80%, which is as much as they're going to fill it.
Right.
Our septic tank is working great.
Right.
The solar is working great.
Right.
So I'm happy for all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we've got our own network basically.
So the next question is, what have we gone without lately? Not really a whole lot.
Not much. The only thing we've probably gone without is normally once or twice a month, and that's it, once or twice a month. We would go out when we were doing a big day of errands, and we would go to Red Robin and get fish and chips for lunch or something like that with a milkshake or some ridiculous thing like that. And we're just not doing that. Even if the places were open for sit down, I would not be comfortable doing that. We have gone since February. We have been out twice to In-N-Out Burger and twice to
the sandwich shop.
Because we had to be there anyway, and I'm only willing to go hungry for so long. But in both cases, you order remotely and you just pick it up.
So next question is, what are you missing the most?
Other than my business.
I'm missing her mind.
Right. Other than being able to go to events, that's the big thing, is I miss being able to be someplace and hear somebody holler my name and come running up and giving me a hug. Even if we could get to see Henry's mom in person or see our grandkids in person, we would never consider running up and giving them a hug right now because it's just not a safe thing to do. And
my mother's 90 years old, and it just would not be smart for us to go hug her. She's doing fine. She's able to care for herself just fine. She still goes up and down the stairs to the second story because that's where her bedroom is. Mm-hmm. And her mind is fine and all that sort of stuff. But I don't want to bring this kind of stuff to her place, and I sure don't want to bring it to my grandkids.
No. So, that's what I miss. I miss physical contact. Friends who've had a rougher year than average this year. I've had several friends who've lost family members and stuff. You can't give them a hug.
So what was the last time we went camping? That's easy. We know exactly when that was.
February. We camped for a week.
And that was the last event that we could do. So far it looks like this year.
Yeah. If we're lucky, and I do mean lucky, we might have an event in October.
So what's your favorite quarantine food?
Ooh, chocolate ice cream. That's got to be right up there. We made a point. I had seen some important chef on TV talking about, quarantine food, and, you can stay alive by cooking this dreck that I wouldn't feed the dog. And I was like, why would I do that? Yeah. Henry and I are both very good cooks. We've always been slightly adventuresome. I used to be able to get bagels through one of our grocery stores. They've added stuff that now upsets my stomach. It means that if we buy 6 bagels, I'm allowed to have one. And
every 2 or 3 days.
Every 2 or 3 days. Or I'll wind up with an upset stomach. Well, I can bake bagels. So I went back to baking bagels. So we've been both doing a lot more baking and stuff like that. Henry makes the most magnificent chocolate ice cream.
Why, thanks.
We've been really enjoying the asparagus from the asparagus bed. We're eating seasonally more than we normally would. We normally would eat less seasonally. So, speaking of seasonally, what have you been doing for exercising or working out? Actually, I had been running on the treadmill every day until I sprained my ankle. Don't need to do that anymore. And then we've been doing an awful lot of outside projects. I can't work for an extended period of time most days because of my head injury, but we've managed to put together a bunch of projects around the homestead that we've been meaning to do, including getting the fence up around the greenhouse, getting a straw bale bed put together, which we'll be putting in a video. And I came up with some. We were scavenging as much as we can. We always do. We've been repurposing things, and I came up with a couple of genius, if I do say myself, ideas for making the straw beds. Oh, here comes Isa. But yeah, working out, we don't need to work out right now. We're working out plenty already. We're working out plenty. We're not sitting on the sofa very much at all, unless we're semi-conscious after dinner.
Yeah, we really only sit on the sofa maybe 2 hours a day.
Could be.
Maybe.
Yeah, depends on the day, but yeah. Sometimes we'll decide. We took a teeny bit of time off on Sunday because we had a whole series of small storms coming through.
Yeah, they got in the way of finishing a bunch of projects we were working on. You can't glue PVC in the rain.
Right, and I was working on trying to finish the fencing, and I'd get out there and I'd do 2 or 3 feet of fence, and then there'd be some big thunderclap, and I'd scurry back into the house because lightning around here is no joke. You really have to be careful, and it's not uncommon for people to get zapped. You can get ground charge from lightning strikes pretty far away, so I don't play that game.
Yeah. So, this is an interesting one. Number 9, what has been or will be our pandemic panic purchase?
Panic purchase.
Have we panicked? Have we done any panic purchases?
I don't think of it as panic purchases because we've always kept a large pantry. One of my girlfriends who lives in the Eastern Sierras, but lives on a road that is plowed by the county and maintained by the county, said, "Wow, you guys have a big pantry." I wouldn't call it panic purchase. I would say well thought out, perhaps, but and maybe stocking up more than we normally would. No, we're not much for panic.
No, we're old enough. We've been through enough
Really?
things that really, really cause real panic. That this sort of stuff is not panic worthy.
No.
It's really think about it, sit back, do the right thing, don't be stupid, don't do stupid stuff.
The older I get, the less likely I am to fall off a ladder because I really pay attention.
You don't bounce as hard.
I just don't bounce as high as I used to. And now I kind of lay there and groan. So I just don't want to risk winding up in the hospital right now because our nearest trauma center.
Well, it's another 60 miles away, so it's more than an hour.
But it's the epicenter in northern Arizona. They're actually full enough that they're shipping anybody else who comes in off the reservation to New Mexico. So I don't want to go there.
No. So our last question, what 5 channels are we going to tag for this challenge? We hope that you found our answers to be interesting, if not necessarily educational, but at least interesting. We'll go ahead and put the scroll of the 5 channels that we've selected to name in this tag challenge so that you can go check out their channels. Thanks very much for watching. It was a blast answering these things. We didn't talk about it beforehand, so it was interesting to hear Irene's responses, and
Yeah.
she might have found mine interesting, but in any case, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.